On the additional exercises, we see we have some fill-ins. So let's move this up and see what we can find. So for the first one, logarithms base e are called natural. Logarithms. And remember, the n and the l are reversed in the symbol for it. They usually use ln. Logarithmus naturalis in Latin. All right, to find a logarithm with a base other than 10 or e, we're going to use the change of base formula. Now, for this one, if you see this particular graph, this happens to be the domain. And for this same graph, it starts just above 0 for the range. These would be y values. And again, studying this a little bit is useful. And you have this as reference. Now, for these, we're just going to use our calculator. And you just plug in log 8. And they want you to round to 4 decimal places. And had a little phone call coming in there. Again, I was copying the wrong number down. So plug in log 8 and you get that. And you're rounding to 4 decimal places. Now remember, this is log base 10 of 8. Okay? All right, for number 6, now since this is a decimal, in a sense, 1/10, the log of that is going to be -1. Remember, log base 10 to 0.1 or 1/10 is going to be what? Well, -1. So what is this? Well, once again, we said this is our base. Our exponent goes there, and our answer is here. I'm writing this in the other form. So 10 to the -1 is 1/10. That is, you just bring that down from the numerator and put it in the denominator. Now for number 7, again, you put log this into your calculator, divided by log this, and you will get 2.8892. Now, if you put this into your calculator, there's no dot there, and you had to be sure to see that point there, you're going to get 316.0 0.2278. And again, you're going to go 10 caret, and you can put in parentheses if you like, negative 0.214, and that will give you 0.6109. Now, this is a natural log, and if you put in natural log, remember that's to base E of 35, you will get 3.5553, rounding it to 4 decimal points. Let's go on. Now, all of these others are just similarly done. Natural log that, and it's going to give you answers. Natural log. Now here you're not going to put divided by natural log. You're just going to say divided by 0.05. Now on your calculator they should give you a value. On mine it's a second function. You do E, and then it gives you the caret sign, and you put in there negative 3.8 as you would do for these. Now you can check all your answers. They are in the back. For these, they work the same, but we first have to have our change of base formula. So let's write that out. Now, for all of these, we're going to be using this formula that we said in a shorthand form is just simply log of m, which is 85, divided by log of 4. This will be log of 100 divided by log of 5. Log of 90 divided by log of 0.2. Log of 32 divided by log of pi. And again, the answers are in the back, but I'll put them here. But try these. So here they are. And again, the key is, if you are familiar with the change of base formula, knowing that this log of this divided by log of that is your shortcut. That's what you need for calculation. Let's go on. What I'm going to do for the graphs of these, particularly for those that don't have a graphing calculator, I'm going to actually go to the answer page where these are shown. You have them in your back, but I want to just review the nature of them a little bit. So as we look at this, if you were to have a calculator, you would just plug in y equals your natural e exponent x, and then do a +1. You get this. And notice what it's showing. It's raising this up, and remember 1 is right about there. So this doesn't quite reach 1. Now the domain, our x values, will go from negative infinity, way out there, up to positive infinity as it drifts over to the right. But our range, again, it will start at 1, but not on 1, just beyond 1. That's why we use the parenthesis. And this one, as you see it, it's just going to be a little closer to the line here. And again, its range, it doesn't quite reach 0 and goes to infinity. And domain is the same for both of these. In fact, the only one where the domain is not this is this one here, while the range, again, will go from infinity, and this eventually goes up here, and that would be infinity. And notice this one with a -1 is, again, a little bit toward the plus side here. Again, I can't make any comment on that specifically, but having a graphing calculator is a very useful thing. But again, having this information that you can use as reference, and mostly what you're doing is matching when you do your practice in QuizMe. And there are 23 and 24. The equations are written here. Notice these are natural logs. And again, the parentheses here are very important. Notice it's a -2, so it's been switched to the right, or translated to the right, to the +2. But again, 2 is not included in the domain, and the range is from -infinity to +infinity. And with its negative natural log, like so. Again, you're mostly going to match these. And I think we stopped at 27. I didn't give you 28, and that's plenty. Okay, we will be going on in our next lessons to do section 9, which is solving exponential and logarithmic equations. And they're not as hard as they might seem. We'll be going over that.